Assalamu alaikum. Today we're going to be doing a very interesting topic that I know is going to be a game changer for a lot of you. And this topic is in regards to your management of your finances, okay? A lot of the time, we think about the point of how can I make more money, okay? And we think about business and we think about what can we do from a perspective of business and earning more money or via a job even. But one of the best ways for you to actually start making more money is actually just by managing your money that you currently have, okay? So what we're going to be doing in this session today is I'm going to be breaking down 7 principles that you can follow for you to actually start managing your money and ensure that your income and your net worth is actually going to grow year in and year out, okay? Really interesting topic, really exciting topic. So I'm excited to jump in. I can see people are jumping on board now as well. I can see Berkan just come on board. If you can hear me and you can see me clearly, can you just put in the comment section number 1? And at least I can know that you can hear and see me clearly. For those that are just trickling in, so today's topic is money management. I'm going to be going through 7 principles that you can now apply to your finances that is going to allow you to grow your income over time. Okay, one important thing as well that I would really highly recommend for everyone is make sure you're writing notes. Make sure you're sitting down and writing notes on everything that I'm telling you, because there is going to be quite a few action items on this as well. Okay, so make sure you've got your pen and paper at hand. If not, you can even maybe do it on your mobile phone. But this is really a little bit of a workshop style. Okay, it's going to be pretty action focused. Give me 1 second. Guys, so today's session, again, is all about managing your finances and getting your finances in a position where this is really the wake-up call for you to start looking at where am I financially now, right? And if you're not managing your financial game plan moving forward, then you're not having control of what you've got, right? You're not controlling, whereas your circumstances are controlling you. And I see this prevalent in not just people that are struggling financially, but also those people that have a lot of money, okay? So in terms of those people that are struggling financially, I see a lot of the times, like they come in and they're like, I'm in debt. They're in a really bad mental emotional state. They're living hand to mouth, and they're just not in a good space essentially, right? Whereas those people that have got a lot of money, and I'll give you just an example. One of my friends, recently his business in the last little while started blowing up. He started earning a lot of money. What does he do? He gets a penthouse. He gets a Lamborghini. He gets a luxury watch. He starts living the life, okay? And then last time I spoke to him, he's like, my business has gone down. Everything's shutting down. He's got anxiety. He's got stress. He's got depression because he doesn't know how he's going to pay rent now on all of that lifestyle that he's just created for himself. So this aspect of money management not only affects those people that are financially struggling, but it also affects those people that have a lot of finance and have a lot of capital. So what we're going to do today is we're going to put in 7 principles for you to start implementing for yourself. And this is going to allow you to start managing your financial structure so that moving forward, no matter if you're financially struggling or you're financially growing, it's managed in a way in which you are safe, you're secure, and your income is growing, okay? That is what we want to, that is where we want to pick things up from, inshallah, today, okay? Now, as mentioned, if you could just put in the comment section 1, just go to the comment section number 1. If you can hear and see me clearly, I can see Berkan is here, Rizwan is here, Sof is here, Gamdid is here, Isma. So I can see people are jumping on board. So just jump into the comment section and put the number 1 if you can hear and see me clearly. Ahmed's just joined as well, okay? So while you do that, let's jump into step number 1, okay? So step number 1 is on understanding what we call the 50-30-20 rule, okay? The 50-30-20 rule. So what is the 50-30-20 rule? Let me draw it out for you, all right? Let me just get my pen. Okay, hopefully you can see this here, yeah? So imagine you're earning an income every single month, okay? You're earning a certain amount of money, right? Let's assume we take £1, okay? So that is £1, as you can see, my fantastic drawing that I've just done here, okay? How do you use that £1? That is the question that I want you to start thinking about for a second, okay? Now, in terms of the first 50%, hopefully you can see this, okay? The first 50% should be on your expenses, okay? Ignore my terrible handwriting, okay? So your first 50% is for your rent, for your food, for your bills, okay? That is your foundation amount of how much you should be putting towards those aspects of survival, okay? So 50% should be in terms of essentials, okay? In terms of the 30%, okay, this is, you can call it your extra, okay? So this is your extra area in which this is where you cover the costs of anything that you need to cover. For example, Eid might be coming up. You need to buy Eid gifts, okay? Your TV may break down or your dishwasher may break down. You need to buy another dishwasher, okay? So there's always going to be some aspects of things that you need to pay for, okay, on a monthly basis that are going to be outside of your essentials, essentially, okay? And there goes my pen. Okay, and then you've got your 20%, okay? And your 20% should be, you can call it your area to invest, okay? So you've got 50%, which is in terms of your essentials. Your 30% is just to cover anything additional that's going to come up. And your 20% is going to be used to actually invest in growing this circle of your coin, okay? So for example, if you're making £1,000 a month, 50% of that, which is 500, goes to your foundation, 30%, £300 goes to your extra, 20%, which is £200, goes into earning more income and growing this circle, okay? Now let's say this is £1,000, okay, this circle, but you increase it to £10,000, okay? So that outside circle increases. So that would mean 5,000 goes to your expenses, 3,000 goes to anything extra, and 2,000 goes towards investing. And obviously you can increase the amounts that you put in. So especially the amount that you want to invest to grow that income, I would suggest as you can increase that as much as you can, right? So try to shrink your essentials and your extra areas in your coins, and that is the area you want to put more effort in terms of the aspect of investing to grow it over a period of time, and I'll tell you exactly how to do that. But that 20% should be grown essentially. If you can put more into it, and that is your expense just to grow your finances, okay? And that, in my opinion, is the most important area of, your whole coin, okay? Because you want to focus on growing that coin rather than just managing it in the long term, essentially, okay? So the first thing is, and write this as a note, understand the 50-30-20 principle. 50% is your essentials, 30% is your extras, and 20% is investing into growing that base foundation in terms of how much money you're bringing in, okay? Now, step number 2 is analyze the minimum that you need, okay? You want to start doing an audit in terms of what your current situation is. For you to manage it, you need to do an audit. So the way you want to do that is you want to download your bank statements over the last 3 to 12 months, okay? Download them, even print them off, even better. Put them in front of you and start looking at what is it that I'm paying for that is an actual essential? Okay, for example, rent is an essential. Okay, food is an essential. Okay, travel may be an essential. For example, petrol if you really need the car, right? All of those things, put the bare minimum that you need to be able to survive on a monthly basis for you to have food, shelter, and clothing. Okay, Netflix subscription isn't an essential. All right, so step number one is understanding how you want to put you should be structuring your finances. Step number two is getting an audit done in terms of what is the minimum that you're going to need in the area of your finances. Okay, so step number two is the aspect of your minimum. All right, then step number three is do an audit on your income and expenditure. Okay, what does that mean? So in terms of your income, all right, look at how much money you're earning, all right, on a monthly basis, and look at how much you're spending on a monthly basis. Okay, now obviously if you're spending more than you're earning, then that's a major red flag, and you are head-on collision for a bad situation. Okay, so that is a good time for you to do an analysis in terms of what am I earning and what am I spending on a monthly basis. Okay, so that is step number three. Now once you've done that, step number four is you want to cut out irrelevant things that you're paying for. Okay, once you do an audit, once you've got your bank statements in front of you and you're looking month in, month out, you can think about, do I really need a Netflix and an Amazon Prime subscription? Okay, do I just need one for my entertainment? Am I really watching both? Okay, I'm paying X amount for my phone bill right now. Do I really need to be paying that amount? Can I reduce that? Okay, I'm paying this amount for my gas bills and my electricity bills and so forth. I'm not in a contract. Can I find a cheaper deal somewhere for exactly the same thing essentially? Okay, so what you want to do is, and even for example, I'm spending this amount on my food. Okay, how can I reduce that? Can I buy a cheaper option? For example, if you go to your store, let's say Lidl, for those of you that are in the UK, you can get digestive biscuits for like £2 or £2.50 or something a packet. I don't know what it is, something pretty high, right? Or you can buy the Lidl brand for like 50p, which is essentially the same thing. Okay, so what costs can you cut? Okay, and what you can do is you can give yourself a goal of saving £500 a month. Okay, that's an extra £6,000 a year that you can save that can actually go into your business and growing your income by another £6,000 a year. So you can save £6,000 and make £6,000, for example. That's £12,000 there by just cutting £500 a month, as an example, right? So the cutout task is an extremely powerful one, and I would highly suggest you sit down and you cut down that expenses. Okay, step number 5 is the aspect of debt. Okay, now debt is a very challenging thing for a lot of people, and there's a lot of times I'm speaking to people and they're just like, I'm in debt, right? And mentally, emotionally, it's draining. It's a horrible place to be in, okay? And it just chokes you from being able to grow financially, okay? It brings you mental, emotional stress, and it puts you in a space of fear and not taking risks that you need to take to grow your income. So it puts you in a jail, essentially, okay? Now, in terms of managing your debts, okay, in a way that not only allows you to take away that emotional distress, but it also gives you the space to grow financially. So the way you do that is what we call debt management, okay? So what you want to do is you want to list down all the debts that you have. And what you want to do is you want to structure a time frame in which you want to pay that off, right? So for example, if somebody's in debt and that person that you owe money to is always having to chase you, like, you owe me money, when are you going to give me back, da 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 da, it's just very stressful, okay? The best thing that you can do is just go to that person and say, listen, I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm not in a good financial position right now. This is how much I'm earning, and I'm really struggling financially, but I want to pay your money back. That's all they want to hear, okay? What I will do is, within this period of time, give it 1 year, 3 year, 5 years, what you find comfortable with, I will pay you back, and I will give you this amount a month to give that money back to you. All right. So what happens is the person that you owe the money to, number one, is at peace to some level that, you know, you're committed to give their money back. You've got a time frame. They've got clarity. They don't need to chase you up. But the other thing that you should be doing is giving yourself as much time to give that money back. Obviously, if you can do it quicker, then fine. But negotiate a long time and as small amount as possible. Okay. So I'll give you a random example. I remember I was staying at I was renting a place, a very nice place for, I think it was about a year or 2 years, I can't even remember, right? So I was renting it out. When I was moving, I got a letter saying you owe thousands of pounds. And I was like, what is this for? And it was for a bill. And I'm like, but I've been paying that bill. And then I called them and they were like, no, you haven't. Okay. And I didn't realize that I wasn't actually paying that bill for that whole period of time that I was staying there. And for some reason, it was just a very high amount that I needed to pay. And it was in thousands of pounds. And at that time, it wasn't a good time financially for me. And I just said to them, I can't pay it. Give me your minimum amount. So they were like, can you pay £500 a month? I'm like, no. £200 a month? No. £100 a month? No. £50 a month? I was like, all right, cool, go on then. All right. And they just gave me the bare minimum I needed to pay, and I just let it run, okay, until it was cleared. Even when I had the money, probably good to just clear it off, but I just forgot about it, and it just wasn't an emotional stress for me at that time. So if you owe a company money, give them a call and say, look, I'm paying you this amount a month. Next month I'm going to struggle. I need a better payment option. I need more time. And I'm committed to clear this off. And there will be, as long as you're committed, they will reduce that amount. Then if you owe somebody else, again, do that. So in terms of the amount that you need to pay, fine, increase the duration of paying and reduce the amount that you need to pay on a monthly basis. And that gives you emotional, mental ease that you are paying it in a way that you can. And that gives ease to the person that you owe money to. And that just allows you to just have a lot of control in terms of your finance. So you can have extra money a month for you to be more comfortable and for you to put into things that will make you more money. Okay. So that was point number 5, which was debt management. Okay. Now, point number 6 is you need to create an emergency fund, okay? And what an emergency fund is, if your job fired you tomorrow, or they went bankrupt and they couldn't even pay your salary, okay? What would you do? Okay, what would you do in that scenario? So what I would suggest you do is you allocate a little bit of money a month to a fund, a bank account somewhere that you just don't use, that covers you at least 3 months of survival income, okay? So let's say the bare minimum you need a month for you to cover your bills and your rent and your food is, let's say, £2,000 a month. You need about £6,000 in there, okay? Some people say you should have £6,000 covered in there. Even some people even say 12 months. But I would say the bare minimum that you should be aiming for to have as an emergency fund for a rainy day is that £3,000, okay? Now, depending on what country you're in, the good thing about the UK is if you're in that position where you don't have the money to cover your expenses, they do offer certain benefits for you to ensure that you have food, shelter, and clothing, right? I believe it's called universal credit. So if you're ever in that scenario, you don't need to be panicking like you're gonna die, okay? I spoke to a guy last week and he was like, I'm suicidal because I can't pay. I bought a car on finance and I can't cover my costs for that, right? Absolute nonsense, okay? You make a stupid decision, he's a teenage boy, stupid decision, firstly to get a car at a young age on finance, and then you're suicidal about it, right? Just because you're not managing your finances properly, okay? In that scenario, again, you got to manage it. You got to manage, what is my scenario now? What is the best deals that I can get? What can I do? Let me go get a job, okay? Inform the debtor, the creditor that I can't afford it within a certain period of time, and manage it, okay? So anyway, create that emergency fund for 3 months at least. So if worst case scenario happens, you're in a position where you're not overly panicking. You've got 3 months to find another job. You've got survival and you're in a good position. Okay, step number 7 is all about increasing your income, okay? So increasing your income is obviously the most important aspect because you want to ensure that you don't even need to worry about your finances, okay? Multi-millionaires, billionaires, they don't even know how much money they have most of the time or where their money goes majority of their time, okay? That is a good problem to have, okay? So a lot of people don't have, they're in the survival mode that they're just going to be in a job for the rest of their life. They need to have a mindset of, no, I am going to increase my income so that I don't sell my time for that pound or for that income that I generate. I'm selling products for that income so that I can sell as many products I want and I can grow that income exponentially fast, more than any 9-to-5 can do. And that is where you're going to grow that coin from £2,000 a month to £10,000 to £100,000 to £1 million, okay? So my advice is that income, that 20%, I wouldn't go down the route of investing at this stage, okay? Because if you invest a couple of £1,000, it's not really going to give you much of a return, okay? That initial 20% needs to go into investing in starting your own business, okay? You need to invest it in your education. You need to invest it in growing your skills, your knowledge, your mindset, your mentoring, and leveling up a side hustle or a side business and a side project, which over a longer period of time will allow you to generate an income that exceeds the current money that you're currently generating. Okay, that is where that 20% needs to go into. So let's say, you're earning bare minimum £2,000 a month. Okay, over the course of that's 24,000 a year. All right, around £4,800, which is 20%, should go towards setting up and growing your income. All right, over the course of a year, close to £5,000. All right. That's where you need to be in a position, and you need to do it in a position where worst case scenario, you lose that, you still have food, shelter and clothing, okay? It's a investment in your education that you learn what works and what doesn't work, and you're growing and you're developing and you're giving the chance to grow and far exceed what you're currently earning, okay? Now, if this is something that you want help in, obviously, at the Ecom Experts, this is something that we specialize in. We take people just like yourself who don't have that side income, and we help you grow and launch a business that exceeds and grows so that that coin grows bigger and bigger, so that you have more money to put into increasing the standards of your life, into the area of your extra. You can give more in charity, you can do a lot more things, and you can grow your income and then get in a position where when you're earning 10k to 100k a month in profit, then you can start focusing on investing that into property or businesses and getting to a millionaire / multi-millionaire position, okay? So if you want help in that, all you need to do is go to the comment section and write 2023, and we'll be able to send you a message. I'll send you a message, give you access to some training so you can start learning how we do that. And then from there, we can start hand holding you in growing and launching that income and building that from there, inshallah. So just go to the comment section and write 2021, and we can help you from there, inshallah. All right. So just as a summary, okay, step number 1 was the 50, 20, 30 rule. I drew this coin in terms of how you should manage your money. 50% of it should go on expenses, 30% which is extra, like charity and buying things for the house and clothes and things like that are not a necessity, but something that you want. And 20% should go into your investing to grow your income. Step number 2 is analyze the minimum you need. So get your bank statements 3 to 12 months. Get a figure on this is the bare minimum I need to survive, and get that figure down. Step number 3 is doing an audit in terms of your income and your expenditure. So how much money is coming in and how much money is going out, so you know where you are and if you're surviving or if there's any issues where your expenditure is more than your income. Step number 4 is start cutting out irrelevant expenses or reduce expenses. So aim to reduce your expenditure by at least £500 a month. That could be, reducing bills, cancelling subscriptions, and just managing things financially, like maybe you're going out too much to eat and things like that, and create a budget for those things. So you're saving at least £500 a month, which is £6,000 a year. That can go and supplement you growing your income, okay? So step number 4 is cut out any expenses and reduce your expenses. Step number 5 is manage your debts. So negotiate longer terms and smaller payment plans. Get commitments, obviously pay it off if you can sooner than later, just to get it off your head. But manage it in a way that allows you to live comfortably. The person that you owe the debt to is happy because they're getting their money back, and we're all good from there. Okay, number 6 is create an emergency fund. So ensure that you've got 3 months minimum saved away, so that if you lose your job and all hell breaks loose, you've got enough time for you to get back up on your feet and do what needs to be done. And step number 7 is increase your income by investing into your learning, your education, so that you can build an income on the side that then moves to increase your current income and surpasses it. So then you're in a position where you can further grow it, leave your job, and also have time freedom as well as more money than your 9 to 5, and apply that. This is going to be a game changer for you. It will really give your income amazing level of management and security and safety, and it will grow month in, year in, year out. Make sure you do the tasks. Make sure you allocate an hour today just to audit everything that you need to audit, and inshallah we'll take it from there. Comment 2023. I'll speak to you then. Take care. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much, Ahmed. Saying thank you very much, very useful. Awesome. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.